Hey, what's good? What's good? How are we all doing? Great to see you all. Now, do let me know before we do anything else. Let me know in the chat if you can hear the fan on that I've got. I've got a fan on in the background because it is absolutely stifling in my room today, where my desk is. So let me know if you can hear that in the back or if it's just normal, just fine audio. But yeah, do let me know, because if it's too loud or you can hear it, I will turn it off or try and turn it down. If not, then all good. I can have nice cold legs as we stream. So yeah. Let me just repost that. And we're good to go, right? Let me get my screen on. So we'll have a look to see what Stonksy's been doing, what the market has been doing. And of course, we've got CPI coming in 20 minutes. So let's get ready to rumble. Let's see, what have we got going on? But we've got Reggie Man. Yo. Hello, Reggie boy. Price been walking up this morning can only mean one thing: good CPI data and then US done. As positive as ever, Reggie. As positive as ever. Jeff, how we doing, mate? Great to see you, Jeff. We will have Save joining us at some point as well, but Tuesdays are quite difficult for him, so I think he'll probably be only joining us in about an hour, maybe an hour and a bit. So I can't exactly remember what time it was, but yeah, he will be joining just later on. Pappy, how we doing, mate? Great to see you. Low frequency bot went long about 5 minutes ago. Very nice. Okay. CD, great to see you back. Thank you for joining, mate. It's great to see you here all the time. Reggie's in love with OM. No noises. Oh, that's good. That's good. Thank you for letting me know. We've got Gaia. Connection UK and Brazil. Oh, very nice. Well, great to see you. Not seen you in the stream before, so do make sure, if you haven't already, do smash a like on the stream. I haven't looked to see what likes are on yet, but I know you guys can do the business, so get that done. And yeah, if you are new, do subscribe. And if you're watching over on X, hop over to the YouTube channel. Do subscribe, because we're now above 2,000 subscribers. So the next target is obviously 2.5. So even every little one subscriber helps us get there quicker. So please do subscribe if you are watching on X. Lee, how we doing, mate? Great to see you, Lee. Viral, how we doing? Good morning to you. Turn it off, Cook. Absolutely not. It's too hot, isn't it? You fix your chair yet? No, not yet. It's still on like the bush fix. It's still on the bush fix. So it's working as it should, but at any point, I'll just lean back and the screw will just come out again and it'll be broken again. So I will fix it. Maybe I'll aim to fix it for next week. We'll see. Gaia came from X, so there you go. So anyone else who's watching on X, hop over to the YouTube. Please do drop a like and subscribe, because it'd be great to welcome you onto the channel every day, because we do go live every single day. Let's go and have a look, see what we're doing. We've got 35 viewers on YouTube. Big thank you to everyone that's joined so far. And make sure you do smash a like, because we're on 12 likes. Let's get that above 20, 25, even 30. Do take 2 seconds. That's all it takes. Scroll down a little bit and press like, and let's get these likes up. But yeah, great viewership today. So big up to everyone that's joined. Big up. I didn't even mean to say that again. We've got Stonksy. Obviously came out of the green background. Great. After catching it from down here. We did enter a red, which obviously kind of went against us. We were walking it up. Then we are getting a bit of confusion. So I think Bitcoin is looking like it's undecided for its next path, to be honest. Are we going to go higher, or are we due a pullback? So we'll have to wait and see there. However, if we look at ETH, I think ETH is still green for the time being. Yeah, ETH is still green for the time being. Obviously, ETH is holding up exceptionally well after its rally, which is still being caught by Stonksy. So if we do go higher, as we talked yesterday, this kind of 2,800 to 2,900 region-ish here is quite key for ETH to flip if we're going to continue on upwards. But we've got lots to cover today. Got lots to cover. And yeah, do make sure, if you haven't already, smash a like on the stream. And if you are watching on X, please do hop over to the YouTube, subscribe, because yeah, every little subscriber helps us get to 2,500 subscribers that little bit quicker. So thank you very much for that, for those of you that have done that. But yeah, ETH is still walking up a little bit. So for those wondering, we do have CPI coming in just over 15 minutes time. It is estimated to come in at 2.4, which was also the last reading that we got. So we'll see what we get. And obviously we have core inflation as well. The main one, is the headline figure that we all see, is the normal CPI year over year. That is the big one. That's the one that we all see. That's the one that's readily printed around the news channels when it breaks. So that's the one we'll keep an eye on. Afternoon, Math. How we doing, mate? Great to see you. Thank you very much for joining. But yeah, let me know what you'd like me to cover anyway while we wait for CPI. Obviously, we've got CPI, then we've got the build up to US Open. But, so you got ETH still going strong on the 1 hour. We did have XRP shooting up yesterday too, didn't we? That is still open on Stonksy as well. All the way down from there. So that's 56, just over 16% up. So that is a monster gain on there. And yeah, potentially, if Bitcoin starts pushing up, we could see XRP maybe push back towards $3. Solana is encountering this resistance here. So 180, big region to flip. We need to flip this 180 region. So I anticipate, anyway, for the time being, maybe we carry on hanging around here until Bitcoin gives maybe the next leg up for alts. If we can get Bitcoin, you know, pushing towards all-time high, we could see a real explosion. Now, if we get above the 180 region on Solana, I am expecting that we could rally towards 200. It makes obviously logical sense, the next big round number, but also into daily supply. So we'll see how that works out. But for the time being, we've not got much on the 1 hour chart showing, but the 5 minute caught it beautifully for those of you that follow. And it has been catching some nice 5 minute movements as well while we've been in this range. So we'll see how this unfolds. We'll keep an eye on it. We did just get the double confirmation coming in here, so I'm excited to see how that unfolds. And I've just realised I haven't brought a drink up with me, which is devastating, so I'll have to go and get one at some point. Is Bitcoin still following M2 closely? It is, mate, yeah. Tell you what, we could have a look at that. The only thing is, I don't know how to, how do you make the scale fix? I think I've got it. Have I got it open there? No, let's see. M2 Global Liquidity Index. So what we want to do is we want to move this to the pane above, don't we? So hang on. Move to existing pane above. Hang on. Move to existing pane above. There we go. So right, so it's on the chart now. Now, how do we make it stick? Because if I do this, it starts just doing its own thing, doesn't it? How do we make it stick to Bitcoin? How do we make it stick is my question. So it doesn't just end up completely out of whack. I do believe it's still following it though, yeah. I think. But if anyone knows, what do I click on to make this stick to each other? US futures down at the moment. We'll have a look at that. What are you sipping on today? I've not got anything at the moment, Jeff, but I'll probably just have some water, I think. Is lower or higher CPI good? Well, lower CPI is better because from the standpoint, obviously, lower inflation is a better economic signal. But in terms of, you know, the Fed cutting, the Fed wants to see a lower inflation consistently. So lower inflation is just better overall. Higher inflation means that Trump's not going to be very happy because the Fed could potentially hold for longer. So yeah, it needs a horizontal offset for the lag somehow. Yeah, I don't know how you fix the scale of it to make it like pinned to each other. You know, to make so you go reset price scale. And then you do it on this one, reset price scale. But that's not how you normally see it. I have no idea. If anyone knows how to fix that, do let me know. But we'll turn it off anyway and get rid of it for now. But if you do know how to fix that, yeah, let me know. Anyway, we're looking at the Solana, weren't we? The Solana. So yeah, I think... Oh, what have I done here now? There we go. So yeah, I think we need to break above 180, that's for sure. And then potentially head towards 200 next. So we'll see what Stonksy does. If and when we get that. We've got Doge came out of its green background after catching mega pump again. So that's now, I think a lot of these now are starting to come out of the green background as momentum's kind of starting to subside and potentially reset, isn't it? So a lot of these are kind of leveling off or just kind of starting to range a bit after the big rallies. So, you know, you got ADA, another one. Initial rally caught beautifully, but now is momentum kind of subsiding, or is it just waiting for that another leg higher? Got hype though, a rarity. Not many things in the positive today, but hype is in the positive. You got Reggie's favourite, OM. Reggie Man's favourite. We've got a couple in the positive. Kaz is another one that's still green as well. Kaz is still green. We've got Jupiter, another one. See, initial rally caught perfectly, but we've kind of gone into a bit of consolidation / chop now, haven't we? So we'll see what comes of that. Radium. Oh, Kato is pushing on. So I looked at this today because that is still open on Stonksy. But it's pushing up beautifully, isn't it? Considering where it was not too long ago. And of course, Pi had a mega rally. Still open on the green. But yeah, that is a very... I mean, look how long it took. So it took Look at all that selling there. There's only 2 green daily candles in from the 13th of March to, that's about nearly 4 weeks, isn't it? Just constant selling, all taken out within just a couple days of buying on Pi. But yeah, Kato stealing the show today, as far as what's on the watch list anyway. But we haven't checked out any memes yet, so let's go and check out some memes in a second. We've got Moodeng pushing on higher. Oh, look at that. What a rally on Moodeng. Basically a 10x now from where Stonksy opened the green background. And a lot of these, you go and look at the structure and you could say potentially it was just primed, wasn't it? It was just primed. Anyway, I'm going to stop sharing my screen a sec because it is mighty hot today. Let me know how you guys, for those of you anyway that are in and around where it's hot, let me know how you're staying cool today. But we have got 50 people joined, so big up to everyone that's joined today. Please do smash the like. But we've only got 15 likes. Come on, guys. Right, we've got 15 likes. Let's do some work on that while I cool down for a second. Let's do some work on these likes. Everyone take a second to go and drop a like as we get ready for CPI data in 9 minutes. But come on, 16 likes. Let's get this at above 30. Do take a minute to go and drop a like. And if you are new, please do subscribe. It is much appreciated. I'm sure I've got a drink over there. Hang on. I'm not going anywhere. Don't worry, I'm still here. But I'm sure. Oh, yeah, I have. I have. So I stand corrected. I stand corrected. I did bring a drink up with me. I just didn't bring it to my desk. It was on the other side of the room. So that is lucky. Right. Here we go. Right. We're back on it. We're back on it. Right, let me get my foot massager on. There we go. But I definitely don't need the heat on, that's for sure. Need a nice cool foot massager today. Anyway, right. Thank you very much for those of you that have liked. Let's see how many likes we're on now. 20. Right, come on. There's still work to do. There's still 31 of you guys watching that hasn't liked the stream yet. So please do go and drop a like on the stream and subscribe if you're new. And of course, if you're wondering what is this indicator that we're showing on screen today, it is Stonksy. So you can sign up to Stonksy today. You get full indicator access. You get access to the Discord server. And you get access to the trading bots as well. And you can get 20% off your first month of Stonksy. Do come over to the website. It's the second link in the description. And use code BOT20. There it is, BOT20. I just need to go and pop that in the description, actually. So I won't be a second. Let me pop that in the description. And, yeah. Do get yourself 20% off. And there's no contract. There's no ties. It is just a monthly rolling plan. So do come and join us. But yeah, the indicator that everyone is looking at on screen, at least it will be back on screen in a minute, is Stonksy. So let's get that in there. And let's add that to there. And let's just go and throw some of that in there. And we'll have the screen back on right now. Bang. There we go. Right. So let's get that back loaded up. 24 likes. Thank you very much for everyone that has liked the stream. Right, let me get the window back up. Yeah. So for those of you that are wondering what this is, yeah, this is the Stonksy indicator. So, what was someone saying in the chat then? Why mask? Because I'm not doxed, mate. I'm not doxed. Easy Kev, how we doing? How we doing? Mandy says, where is Martini Guy? So Martini Guy is the owner of Stonksy. So obviously, welcome to the Stonksy channel. Welcome to the Stonksy channel. But yes, I I work for TMG. So yeah, welcome to the Stonksy channel. TMG is the owner of Stonksy. But yeah, for those of you that are wondering, what is this unbelievable indicator that you've got on screen now? It is Stonksy. So there's several working parts of Stonksy, obviously. Key ones being the background color change and the bullish, bearish arrow confirmations, alongside automated SR lines too. But you do get full indicator access, access to the private Discord server, and access to the trading bots on BLOFIN when you sign up to Stonksy. So, second link in the description. I've now put the code in there as well. Take you to the website. Click the monthly option here, which will take you to create your Stonksy account and give us the details that we need to give you access. And yeah, it's code BOT20 at checkout for 20% off your first month. So do come and take advantage of that. And like I said before, it's just a monthly rolling plan. So you're on a monthly rolling plan for as long as you want to stay with us, which hopefully is a long time. But yeah, we've got Moodeng stealing the show today for at least this list of memes that we've got here. But Peanut is another one. Peanut is an absolute ripper. We've got 162% on Peanut since the Stonksy green background came in. So that is mega work there by Stonksy. 162%. But if we look at Moodeng would be approaching now what should be nearly 1,000% nearly, yeah. So 726%. So we are steadily approaching that 10x region. So around up here will be when it gets to a 10x, which will be fantastic. But that's currently just over an 8x on Moodeng by Stonksy there. And just in a week as well, as you see there, that is just from Wednesday the 7th of May. So super stuff. But let me know what you guys would like me to cover. We've got 4 minutes until we get CPI coming in. So we'll wait eagerly for that. Let's go. Should we throw it on the 1 minute, actually? Let's throw it on the 1 minute. Let's throw it on the 1 minute as we wait for CPI. Was the recent dump just a pre-reaction to CPI or more dumping on? Sorry. It was probably just a. Well, I would take it as just a typical market flush. We've not had a market flush. If you go and have a look, we've had all this run up here without any proper pullback. So at some point, longs need to be flushed. And as you can see, this steady build up here, there was just so many stops and liquidity below here from where people will be longing and just placing the stops, or, you know, they'll have the liquidation point below some of these wicks. So that is just, in my eyes anyway, just a standard run of liquidity. And yeah, stop some late longs out, which it did very aggressively. But the recovery is great. The recovery has been great so far. So long may it continue, hopefully, if we can march towards all-time high. Great Football says, give us a bold meme coin, please. People are saying degen. Let's see. Degen, this one. What's so bold about this? Huh. Look at how much it ran. There's nothing thingy about that. Look at it. Look how much it ran. From the point of origin. To be fair, it's not ran major, actually. It looks a lot more than it is, doesn't it? When you see that, it looks a lot more than it is. It's only just under a 3x. Still good, though. Still good, but yeah, it's nothing like some others that we've seen. But, I mean, would you be buying there after it's already done that? Are you just buying someone else's bags? Right, you got 2 minutes. Well, actually, just over 1 minute. So let's see what we can get. Check XRP, says Paul. Yeah, let's look at XRP at the start. Maybe we'll get CPI out the way, then I will check XRP. We've got 61 people watching. So big thank you to everyone that's joined today. Please do drop a like on the stream. We've got 60 viewers and 26 likes. So do take a second, scroll down a little bit, hit the like button. And if you aren't already, please do subscribe. Stick around. I do go live every single day for a few hours. So it'd be great to see you join us. 68 viewers. Wow, we're on fire today. Yeah, do go and drop a like, please. It is much appreciated as we wait for CPI to come in just under 30 seconds now. And of course, you can get Stonksy, which is the indicator on screen. You get full indicator access, Discord access, and access to the trading bots. 20% off your first month. Link in the description alongside the discount code. come over to this point and obviously click monthly. It'll take you to create your account, and then you put code BOT20 in at checkout to receive your 20% off. And it is just a monthly rolling plan. So do take advantage of that. But we have, shooting to the upside. There we go up. We go up. Oh, I'm back down. Well, that's a crazy 1 minute candle. And there we go. Let's see what it came in at. What did it come in at? Let's see. We got lower. We got 2.3%. So it was projected at 2.4. So we got lower than expected inflation, which is very good when you're looking at the Fed and looking at the Fed potentially, leaning towards cutting rates. That is what they want to see. So we are now really at the point of the Fed's ideal scenario of inflation cool and staying around 2%. The previous was 2.4. The expected was 2.4, and we got 2.3. So a really good CPI print in terms of what the Fed is wanting to see to potentially look at cutting rates. Pump. What do you think, Pump? Well, yeah, we got it, didn't we? Now the question is, what are we going to get into US Open? That is the question, isn't it? Pressure on Powell, next move in the chessboard. The thing is, as much as Trump's trying to pressure Powell, Powell is not really... Powell's only under pressure from, who he is judged by, so, other Fed board members and stuff, because Powell's not an elected figure in terms of politics. He's elected, obviously, to lead the Fed. He's not got any sort of political responsibilities, so he's just there to lead the Fed, and he's in until next May, I think it is. So that's when his term runs out, next May. So he's got kind of a year until he either maybe decides to try and go for election again, or I don't know exactly how the Fed rule it, but yeah, we have got potentially another year of Powell unless something crazy happens. Peanut has done superbly well. I'll go and check Peanut. It has been absolutely on fire from Stonksy. As you can see, it's up 11% today, but Stonksy has caught the whole pump up. So we are up 170% on Peanut on the Stonksy 1 hour background color change. So that is absolutely monster work. Not as much as Moodeng. Moodeng is now up over 750% from where this long came in on the 1 hour, which is crazy, crazy work by Moodeng. But yeah, Peanut is having a good old time of it as well. Up very nicely and still in the green as well, as it is pushing towards new highs. So yeah, if you do want to get Stonksy today, second link in the description. Take you over to the website, click start now, and then yeah, it's this monthly option you want. Click the monthly button to create your account, and code BOT20, that's BOT20, is in the description too, to get you 20% off. You get full indicator access to the Discord server, and of course the trading bots as well. So take advantage of that. Let's see what Bitcoin is doing. So, and as you can see, caught it beautifully on Bitcoin as well. Caught the pump across the market so well. Right, let's get the poll out anyway. People need to be smashing. They do. Get your likes in. Everyone make sure you go and get your likes in. We got 27 likes, 31 likes, which is good. Good going. Right, let's get the poll up. Right, there we go. Direction on US Open, up or down, let me know in the chat. And I'm just going to grab a quick drink because it is stifling today. It is stiflingly hot, but let me know what you'd like me to look at. We'll look at XRP for whoever said that before. So we'll go and take a look at whatever you guys would like us to look at. We'll look at XRP, but let me know in the comment section what you would like me to cover next. Popcat is good, yeah. Right, so let's go take a look. Someone asked for XRP. So what is XRP doing? XRP's gone up a little bit more. So we're currently up just under 18% from where Stonksy went green on XRP. It is obviously now above the $2.50 figure again. In terms of the overall outlook on XRP, it is looking primed to potentially maybe start embarking on another trip towards $3, isn't it? Maybe. It's still got a big way to go. You'll see a lot of ones now. You know, we've just had Solana do it. Obviously reach this point of where this was when Trump said that they were going to do a crypto reserve. So obviously XRP has still got a way to go, pretty much just under $3 before it gets to the same candle. But I mean, as long as market conditions carry on well, who's to say that it can't go back to $3, maybe even more? Bonk has pumped, yeah. Bonk, we'll go look at PopCat, but Bonk has done very well too. Memes have just catapulted, haven't they? I mean, Whiff has done. What's that done? It's done a 4x off the bottom, maybe even a bit more. Someone said PopCat, yeah, PopCat. Again, another one cut by Stonksy, and this one's still open on the hour as well. So this one is still green on the hourly. But yeah, really good reversal on PopCat. Really good reversal on PopCat. But yeah, for Stonksy, we are up. Let's check. Just under 50% at the time of obviously streaming for where the price is at from when that green background came in. What do we want? What did someone say? Oh, Bonk, wasn't it? It was Bonk, yeah. Let's have a look at Bonk. So, Bonk is interesting because we was kind of looking at this on stream a while ago. And I wish I followed this, but I must confess I didn't. But yeah, Bonk has done really, really well. If we go and have a look at it. We're up just over 90% from where Stonksy came in on this time frame. But it just overall, it's had a great recovery. It's had a great recovery so far. Alongside all memes, really. I mean, you pull up some of these like SPX. Obviously, solid move off the bottom. That's nearly a 3x, yeah, from the bottom. So, yeah, memes definitely stealing the show in terms of the pumps. I mean, look at this, Nero, 43% today. It's just like one after another, isn't it? It's like one goes, then another goes, then another goes. That's 185% from where Stonksy came in. It's just one after another. Yeah, like yesterday, obviously, Moodeng was pumping good yesterday, but Peanut, I thought maybe it was the day before, was up like 50%. Obviously, now it's Nero's turn. But what a killer pump that is from Stonksy there, getting in there. What's this? This was the one that was tied to. This was tied to. Oh, what's the NFT collection called? Begins with A. This is what that was tied to. I can't remember what the NFT collection is. Azuki's, I think. I think this was tied to Azuki. We've got Sundog, obviously Justin Sun's pet meme coin doing the business. Obviously got a superb pump there from that 1 hour indication. But yeah, we are popping off one after another on memes. Goat is good. We'll have a look at Goat. Coffee, how we doing, mate? Great to see you. Thank you for joining. Mr. Delta, how we doing? If you haven't already, please do drop a like on the stream. We are at 48 viewers and 33 likes. So if you haven't dropped a like already, Let's try and get this towards 40 likes, maybe even past it. Do take 2 seconds to drop a like. And if you haven't subscribed, it'd be great to welcome you back to the channel. But we did get a cool inflation figure. So we got inflation come in at 2.3%. It was forecast at 2.4. So that is good for the Fed's outlook. Now, what I am interested to see is if the projection has changed now. Let's see. Let's go and whack this back on, because we obviously do have another Fed meeting in June. I think it's like June the 17th or the 20th. It's in 36 days anyway. The 18th it is. It's the 18th. But, so this was accurate up until 7:26 Central Time. So I don't know what time that is. So I'm guessing that would have been before. That would have been before. Yeah, that would have been before the CPI data. So before CPI data come in, we was at a 91.7% probability that the Fed is going to hold rates into the next meeting. So obviously on 18th of June, when the Fed meet again for an FOMC meeting, the market was pricing in that the likelihood is 91.7% chance of they're just going to hold rates again. Obviously 8.3% of a 25 basis point cut. Now, it would be interesting to see when this updates. Because when this updates, we can, we'll probably, I would imagine we'll see a shift towards a greater probability of a cut. So I'll keep that open, and I don't know exactly how often it refreshes, but I would estimate that the likelihood is probably the market may start pricing in a greater chance that the Fed will cut than beforehand. Now, whether they will or not is obviously a different story, but SPX, obviously S&P 500, is still in the green background on Stonksy, but as you can see on this candle, it did get a nice pump up on the back of that CPI data news. And let's go and check. We're checking on the Mag 7. Let's see what the Mag 7 is doing. We've got Nvidia up $1.50-ish. We've got Apple down a little bit, actually. We've got Meta up a little bit pre-market. I don't think we've seen too much wild moves. We've got Microsoft. Amazon's up a little bit. Tesla is up a tiny bit as well. And Google is up a tiny little bit again. So, yeah, nothing major across the Mag 7 leading into open anyway. Nothing crazy. But let me know what you would like me to cover in the chat. Obviously, we've had some great viewership today. 425 views already. 45 current viewers and 35 likes. So if you haven't liked the stream, please do drop a like and subscribe. If you're not, it'd be great to welcome you back every single day. We are live for a few hours every single day. SMFC says, afternoon. Good afternoon to you. Have I missed much? You missed. So CPI came in cool. Came in at 2.3%. It was forecast at 2.4%. Apart from that, not much. We've obviously we got some crazy viewers though on. We've got 45 viewers at the moment, which is great viewership, but we got up to 70 viewers as we were waiting for CPI. So yeah, great viewership on stream today. But not much. We've just been covered Bitcoin, ETH, Sol, XRP, a few other alts, and I've just been looking at memes as well, because a lot of them have had some crazy pumps. But of course, if you haven't got Stonksy yet, then it is the indicator on screen. You get full indicator access to the Discord server, and access to the trading bots. You do get all that part of the package, but you can get 20% off your first month. So if you're yet to try it, do come and try it for 20% off. Second link in the description. The discount code is there, but it's also at the top of the website. Click this monthly button here. That'll take you to create an account. Give us the information that we need to give you access. But make sure you pop that in at checkout to get your 20% off. And it'll be great to see you over in the Discord. Make sure you tag me and let me know that you came from stream. But get your comments in. Let me know what you'd like me to look at. It is stiflingly hot today, so I'm just going to get another drink. But yes, let me know what you'd like me to look at, and we can look at whatever. Right. What happened to ETH? Oh, so ETH is back on the up. As you can see, ETH Bitcoin is up a little bit again today. So that is adding to ETH's outperformance of Bitcoin. Well, looking like we might be heading back towards the local high on ETH, which should take it into this key pivot point here. Key pivot zone, this, in my opinion, anyway. AVAX, what have we got on AVAX? Still green on Stonksy, still riding it from much lower. That is just around about 20% up on AVAX there. So super move. Sui is still chopping around like it did before. Obviously, it chopped around in this region. It's now chopping around in this region just below and around $4. So we'll continue to monitor Sui. We obviously had big moves on a few yesterday, like XLMH bar. There was another one. But yeah, to do with tax, that they might be getting tax-free in some states. So that got a good push up yesterday. Litecoin, $102. Stonksy's closed out its long from there as well, making some great gains. Obviously, Reggie Man's favourite OM. Got DOT. Everyone's favourite DOT. So DOT, this region is key on DOT. If we can flip this region, it probably opens the door to potentially running towards $10. But yeah, nothing crazy really across the board apart from Kato being the biggest performer. But apart from that, nothing too crazy. So let me know in the chat anything that you'd like me to cover. We've got just under 45 minutes until US Open. I'm now 400% up on my Moodeng, sell or hold. It's a good question, mate, and it's a good question. I mean, I suppose it's up to you. It's completely up to you, innit? But, I mean, I said yesterday on stream, obviously it's not financial advice, but, you know, a lot of things will probably start, especially meme coins, will start coming into areas of either pullbacks or just places where you're like, you know, you're 400% up. What's the harm in paying yourself a bit? You know, what's the harm in paying yourself a bit? So I don't know. Obviously, it's completely up to you, mate, to make the financial decision. But I mean, something like Moodeng, is it actually a sustained pump, or is it potentially like some sort of just like exit pump or what? I mean, look at that. It's had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 green candles in a row and big candles as well. Like, how long is it going to carry on before it starts pulling back? Or how high is it going to go before the kind of rally's over? I mean, it's wiped out 4 months of selling pressure in 6 days. Look at that. So that's pretty much the point at where it's at now. From where this is obviously where it started falling off. 4 months of downwards and consolidation to just completely just bazooka it in 6 days. I mean, really, the trouble potentially is, obviously, this is where supply came into the market. But really, the bigger supply is up here, isn't it? Looking at it potentially there. That is kind of where the bigger amount of supply potentially is. But so I don't know. Obviously, completely up to you, mate. You make your own decisions, but I suppose it's like, you know, how high do you expect it to go up? Obviously, Peanut doing kind of similar things. And you go and look back at it and you're like, okay, yeah, this like just ranged for ages. Was it not? Well, a lot of these look like that they were obviously in hindsight they look like they were just primed for pumps, even if they're just exit pumps or whatever. So I don't know. Obviously, I wish I knew. I wish I knew if it was going to go higher or fall off. But there's nothing wrong with paying yourself. Siri on BLOFIN looks a bit cleaner. Doesn't have the red background. Oh, wait, it does. So Coffee is saying he likes to look at Dextra and D-Mail. Okay, Dextra and D-Mail. Yeah, we'll have a look at them, mate. Listen to Cryptogenic as well. He's saying smash the like button. Please do smash a like. If you haven't already, do drop a like. And Sean says, I was up 500% last year, rode it down. Now I'm up again. Well, exactly. So, you know, you was up 500%. You didn't take the profits, and then you rode it all the way down. At the end of the day, it's a meme coin, innit? When you don't get attached to things, you know, if you sell it and it goes up another 200%, so what? You're 400% up. You know, this is what I was talking about yesterday on stream of not being obsessed with catching tops and bottoms. Sometimes you just need to accept in your mind that if there's a good amount of P&L on the table, you just need to get comfortable with taking it and then not being obsessed with being like, if it goes up higher, like, oh, I could have held it and I could have had more. You know, try and remove the greed and the greed and the emotion behind it. If you're happy with the profits on the table, who cares if it does another 2x? Who cares if it does another 100%, whatever? Because you're never going to time the tops and the bottoms, and it could quite easily drop another 80% after this pump's done, couldn't it? So, you know, you just need to kind of when you're happy with the profit, be ruthless with it. Act like everything's going to zero. You know, act like everything's going to zero. Like, is Moodeng really going to hold its value if the market turns to the downside again? No. Could it go up higher? Theoretically, of course it could. Could do another 2x. Could do a 3x. But you got 400% on the table. Is there any harm with taking that off the table? No. Because you just move on to the next thing, don't you? But again, mate, it's up to you. Not financial advice. Just my thoughts. So yeah, you can do it too. You know, you could take half off the table. You could take 30%, whatever. I always say with cryptos here. Hello, mate.
All right, how you doing?
How are we?
All right, sorry I'm late.
Oh no, it's fine. You're not late. Well, you have stuff to do, don't you?
Yeah, it's me Tuesday thing, isn't it? But yeah, no. So what happened with CPI? CPI was good, was it?
It came in lower than expected. Yeah.
Okay.
It came in at 2.3, and the expectation was 2.4.
Yeah, that's quite cool. That's quite cool actually, because I started making a video this morning for this channel, and it was going to be about using BLOFIN and like you know, entering Bitcoin on the 5 minute because the 1 hour was still red, that kind of thing. So I actually got into a position. But I went in a bit bigger than I meant to, so I set a partial stop loss. No, I set a partial trading stop loss, and then went out, and that did hit, and it did make an all right profit actually, and I'm still in the trade, so that's great. So it kind of took advantage of that wick because it actually came down, didn't it? It came down. Just looking at the candles actually. So the candle at 1:30 went from 103.9 down to 103.26. Yeah, it was quite a big candle, wasn't it?
Yeah. And I'll tell you what, mate. We had some great viewership for CPI. We had 70 live viewers at one point.
But are they all still here?
No, well, we got how many have we got? 36. So a lot have stayed. We've got 40 likes on the stream. But we've had 461 views already, which is really good going, to be honest.
You see, we're going to be like who's a big one these days?
I don't know. Don't really watch many crypto YouTube people, to be honest.
Actually, there's that Sam Price who does his daily show. He hasn't missed a day for like 4 years. I
wonder how many views Altcoin Daily get now. I wonder how many views they get. Obviously they're like kind of the one that always post every day, aren't they? Like they post every day, like pretty much relentlessly, non-stop.
They do.
In terms of the big ones, and I think they actually have the biggest channel, don't they? I think the biggest crypto channel, or maybe CoinBureau. I have no idea. What have we got? We got Reggie Man saying some can be said about around 12 months of buying pressure wiped out in an hour. Yeah, I know. Dave, did she get a raise? No, mate, no. That was a bit of fun that last week. That was that was funny.
What was that?
That poll that I did about if I was going to get sacked.
Oh right,
yeah. What about Zebro? There was a bit of controversy around that, wasn't it? What actually? Does anyone know the actual true story around that? Maybe SMFC, maybe you know. But like I saw on Twitter, so I've not really kept up with it. But apparently, like, wasn't it alleged that the founder had unalived himself, and then it turned out that he hadn't, or something, or not? I don't know. What's the actual story? I can't really comment on it. Obviously, we can go and comment on the actual coin. But I saw that, like, it was like last week or the week before, but I seen a couple of different stories on it, so I didn't know which one was true.
Don't know.
I mean, it obviously had a nice pump up, didn't it? Because I know we covered it on stream when it was pumping up like this. And then it came back down a bit, and then it's pushing up a little bit again. But I mean, off the lows, it did great. You know, it did like a 4x in 2 days, 3 days. So, yeah, I have no idea. I've not really been keeping up with it. But if anyone knows the true story about it, let me know. What have we got? We've got Coffee saying Ivan on Tech is one of the biggest daily live streams. I know TMG's getting back into his live streams now as well. TMG's getting back into his live streams, but Ivan on Tech, I've never watched his daily live streams, I must confess. They post about their posts. What's that? Altcoin Daily got 56k views for this month. So there's still appetite there, isn't there? There's obviously still appetite there. But it still feels like there's nowhere near the kind of like excitement or like just interest in crypto as a whole as last cycle. I don't know why it kind of feels like that. Maybe I'm wrong, I don't know, but I'm sure Altcoin Daily probably got like a couple of 100,000 views on every video last cycle, I imagine. MM Crypto, okay, does he still do daily videos? What do you think about Parl AI coin? Do you know what? I've not kept up with Parl. Let's go and have a look at Parl. I don't know. I used to hold Parl a while ago, like before it had its big run up, and no, I didn't catch some mega gains on it. I got a couple of X and then sold it, which if I would have held it, would have turned into like a 30x, but I didn't. So can't claim clout for that, but I did used to hold it when it was down in the dumps. Well, it wasn't even down in the dumps. It was when it first launched. Let's see. So on the 1 hour, Stonksy caught a nice move on it. Also another nice move down, but let's go and see on the daily where are we at to. So yeah, so this is actually, I'll tell you what, I didn't realize it was listed on Gated Time. This is around where I bought it. So I bought it in, I'm pretty sure it was like the September, so it was all the way down here. It was like the middle of September. It would have been around here. And I sold it. I sold it at like, I think it was like here. So I missed out on some pretty good gains. But I sold it for like a 3-4x. And then it obviously would have went to like a 10, 11, 12x, whatever. Anyway. Oh, hang on. No, missed out. Yes, I thought it went a lot higher than that. I was looking at the wrong bit. Let's just give myself some pain, shall I? Yeah. 45, 4, yeah, oh yeah. 40 plus X I missed out on. So yeah, there we go. Rub that in my face. But yeah, where it's at the moment, I mean, I don't know. I don't really know how like big the overall AI pull is now. I know obviously Tau moves very well because it kind of moves alongside, doesn't it? The big coins. But I don't know just overall how AI coins really move in the market. But it looks like, obviously, this is a bit of daily resistance here. We can see that straight off. You got a bit of daily resistance there. So that's where it is at the moment. If it gets above there, I would probably say... I mean, that was pretty much just one straight move down. It might even be good. I think there might be a bit of a difficult one. So around here could be a bit tricky for it. But then above there, you might actually be thinking like back into like the 40 cents. But it definitely needs to get above this region here. And then I would say probably here might give a bit of a sticking point. But I mean, that's just pretty easy looking retracement to me. So I don't know. We'll keep an eye on it. So what have you been doing, mate? I saw, obviously, you ended up getting stopped out, but you got stopped out in some very nice profits still, didn't you, yesterday on this dump?
Yeah, it was all right, actually. I can show you if you want.
Yeah, sure. Let's go.
Do you want me to do that?
Yeah, let's go for it. What have we got going on in the chat? Yeah, I tell you what. Yeah, I'm gonna. I think I'm gonna. I'll go and have a look at Ivan.
He doesn't really do TA though. He just talks about stuff, you know.
Yeah.
But
Pal did bits the other day. I'm all in, Pal. Are you, Jimmy? Oh wow. Okay.
So this one here.
3 minutes. Yeah. Bobby says, "Is this real life?" Yeah, Bobby, it's real life. You're still holding your Pepe position. And Jimmy, CPI has been announced. It was announced half an hour ago. It came in at 2.3%. The forecast was 2.4, so it came in lower than expectations. Go on, mate. You carry on.
That's all right. No, so the BLOFIN trade that I was talking about yesterday, I was getting a bit worried on the stream because I had my stop loss. I mean, my stop loss was well in profit, but I had that set around 103,000, and it did actually come down there, didn't it? Because we were looking at the CME gap closing, which is exactly what happened. Yeah. And it came down a bit further, didn't it? So that actually did stop me out there with that trade. So it was actually only 10.58% on that bit of the trade, but I'd already taken like loads of profit and stuff already, and I've been adding back into the trade and all that. So that actually made 516 USDT. So that was good. And then this morning, this will be part of a video I'm making to go on the channel videos. But let me just go to trading view. Let me just prepare it. But nearly there. Right. Okay. And yeah. Okay. So what I noticed this morning, because this morning on the 1 hour, obviously we've been like red for quite a while, hadn't we?
Yeah.
That was since hang on, where are we now? Tuesday. Oh no, it's Tuesday now. Yeah, so since kind of Sunday, you know, it'd actually been red on the 1 hour. So, you know, that wasn't looking brilliant. But like, I kind of knew that CME gap would probably fill sooner rather than later. Mm-hmm. So that happened. And what am I looking at here? Hang on, got it all wrong, haven't I? There you go. Sorry. Right. Sorry. Ignore everything I just said. Right. So I forgot I forgot what day it was. So I was thinking it was Monday or something, but it's not, is it? So it's Tuesday, isn't it? Right. So obviously, like the CME gap formed over the weekend. So on Monday yesterday, I was looking at that getting filled when we were on the stream. It didn't quite happen, but it was starting to come down there at 3 o'clock, like it normally does, doesn't it? Because as soon as we go off air, the price usually does something quite mental, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Anyway, so the price did actually come down quite a bit there, and that's when my trade closed. So that was the $500 or so, you know. And then by yesterday evening, it was in the red, and I wasn't quite sure what was going to happen. But I did notice on the 5 minute that did actually go green. What time was that? That was 9 o'clock this morning, and then we got that confirmation arrow at 9:35. So I kind of went a bit large then. In fact, I went rather large because I kind of forgot that I'd taken so much money in profit already on that trade that closed, that my margin was going to be quite big. So in fact, the actual position size here was actually twice that. It was actually 128,000 USDT. So it was actually like 1.2 Bitcoin or something, the actual position size.
You're flexing on us, mate. You've made that much money. You don't even know what you've got.
Well, you see the point was, I mean, this account only had $800 in it last week, and because I've been taking all the trade, I just thought, I'll just bung it all in and see what happens, because I was quite confident with the little green arrow, and then I realised, oh god, that's actually like $5,000 I put in the trade, at 25x leverage. So so the position size was enormous, So what I did, and this is all on the video. I mean, you'll be able to watch my thinking when it gets published. But so what I did, I put this stop loss here for like half the amount, right? Yeah. And then because I knew I was going to go out and I wasn't going to be looking at my phone.
Oh wait, hang on. You've got Trading View open. Are you meant to have BLOFIN?
Bloody hell! I keep doing that, don't I?
There we go. Yeah, you flipped over now, mate.
Right. And so this was kind of where I entered, like 103, pretty much, like this morning. And this is where I'd gone in with like $5,000 there, because I completely forgot that I had that much money in the account. Because I was thinking it was 800 last week. It must be a bit more now. It must be like $1,000 and a bit, and I wasn't expecting it to be 5. So anyway, so the actual position size, because I was on 25x leverage, I have no need to be on that leverage, by the way, with this. When you've got that much margin, that's just ridiculous. But anyway, that's what I did, and I thought, well, I'm in it now. So, and the price was going up a little bit, so I thought, well, that'd be okay. So I set a stop loss here, just slightly in profit, for like half the amount, and then the other bit I set a trailing stop loss for, because on BLOFIN you can do a trailing stop loss for a partial amount, and there's not many exchanges I've seen where you can do that with a trailing stop. So I actually set the trailing stop at break even, and obviously what it did was it must have pulled it all the way up here, and when you got that spike on the CPI data, when it went up to 103,914, it must have gone up there, and I guess the stop loss was just behind it, and then it pulled back there. Which way did it go? Did it go up first or down first, or
what? CPI?
Yeah,
it went up first, then went down, and then went back up.
Okay, so what that would have done, that would have gone up there. It would have taken the stop loss with it, and I think there was like a I don't know, it was probably only a few $100 sort of thing. So it came back down here, closed it, and then now it's left it with I've got half the cash still available, so there's 2,763 there, and the other 2,557 is in the margin there. So now the position size is a mere 64 grand. But that worked out really well because I mean, it was just because I just had to do it so that I could sort of relax and not have to look at my phone all the time while I was out. Yeah. And 9.5%, but that was $244. So that's what I've taken this morning, and then the trade is now 315 in profit. So that's working out all right, isn't it?
Yeah, and something to obviously just touch on there a bit more is just just doing a simple moving your stop loss up to break even or entry soon after. You've not had that trade open too long, have you? But
no,
you've got your stop loss in profit, so the trade is obviously going to pay you if you get stopped out. But you're not at risk of having like a really good green trade turning into a red one, then do you know what I mean? So
yeah,
just getting into that habit of just removing the risk from the market and also paying yourself. You know, you've already paid yourself 154, but even if you get stopped out, you know, that's another 102.
Yeah, and what I'll probably do, because obviously we're going to expect some sort of volatility at 2:30 as well, so at New York Open. So I mean, I was quite lucky that this didn't come down here and hit that stop as well. But I might, you know, I can move that back to break even now because I've already taken profit. So that will give enough wiggle room. And, you know, at the very worst, I've still got about 150, 160 bucks or something, you know. So, so that, I think that's quite a good little trade, actually. So, but yet again, oh yeah, as well, while I was out, I did have a sneaky look at my phone, and I did notice that the Stonksy had gone green on the 1 hour, which, as we know, is like, that's what you want to see, isn't it? You want to see, I think for getting, what I think I've decided to do now is, like, for getting into a long with Bitcoin anyway, I think look at the 5 minute or the 6 minute, and then look for that going green, look for that confirmation, right?
Yeah.
Then once you're in the trade, assuming that the 1 hour is not green already, which it probably isn't, if the 5 minutes only just gone green. So that was round about here. No, it wasn't. That was round about here. So at that point, I was then thinking, like, okay, if I see the 1 hour go green, then I'm going to be super confident that was the right thing I did back then on the 5 minute. And yeah, sure enough, while I was out, actually, as I was just leaving, actually, I just quickly checked my phone and I saw that had gone green on the 1 hour. So it's great to use like the 5 minute to kind of get an early warning sign that you might get a green on the 1 hour.
Mm-hmm.
And what I want to see now is what we saw last time when we got like a green triangle on the 1 hour as well, you know, and that was like a sort of super amazing sort of bit of confirmation there. So I think it's looking good. I think there is a bit more upside. That's what I think. So I voted up in the poll. Has everyone else voted?
Let's see. What are we on?
52 votes. That's all right.
Let's see. We are on. I'm just loading it up. 87% up. Yeah, so most people are expecting us to go up, aren't they? Yeah.
The only thing that kind of put me off a little bit is Block Pro.
Yeah.
Is he here? He's not here, is he?
No.
Oh, right. No, I mean, he had quite a good point in the presentation he did last night over on Crypto Saving Expert, and he was saying Bitcoin's pretty much at all-time high again, so there's no point trading it, you know.
Mm-hmm.
I don't entirely agree with that, but like, but I do see his point. You know, I do actually prefer it when it is stuck in a range, you know, in a place where it's got a bit of history, you know. When it's at all-time high, you just don't know what it's going to do you? So, so there is that, you know. Will it double top or will it break through and go mental?
Yeah, that is true. Like, yeah, I suppose with how close it is to all-time high, you've got kind of minimal risk reward, haven't you, for longing it up towards the all-time high against it either correcting or, you know, just waiting for it to actually break it and then, you know, longing the price discovery pump. Yeah,
absolutely. And but I mean, for me, what you know, my position I like to be in is obviously if you're approaching all-time high, if you're in a trade, if you're in a long already from lower down, like I am with my other trade, which is long from about 90 something. You know, if you're in the trade already, then and it does break through, and you get into blue sky territory.
Yeah.
Then you know, life doesn't get much better than that, does it?
That's right. Yeah. Yeah.
What are you typing away at there?
I'm just typing out a tweet. I take advantage of. See, the work never stops when you're sharing your screen. I'm doing things in the background. I take advantage of you sharing your screen, doing other stuff.
You're like a machine.
I'm a well-oiled machine. Bobby says he's still holding his Pepe, some spare cash. Very nice. Dave, just checking in. You're moving 18 ton of Moonstone Grave. I have no idea what that is, but good luck, mate. Great to see you, Steve-O, if you're still here. SMFC says he used the 15-minute this morning, the exact same, to enter a rather similar trade to you, Save.
Nice.
Coffee says he loves the strategy. But then people go 40x, hoping for price. Well, that's it, mate. That's it, innit? But, you know, you just have to have your invalidation. I mean, if it breaks above all-time high, your invalidation is it drops back below the previous all-time high. So, you know, the current all-time high is at like 109,500. Say it goes to 111. Your invalidation is, if it breaks below 109,500 again, it might get a really aggressive correction. But for as long as it stays above, then potentially it flips it to support. So pretty, but where people go wrong is to long it and then just refuse to close it, even if it starts dipping below the previous all-time high again. So as long as you got your invalidation and stuff in, you're all right.
Yeah. Also, with the leverage thing as well, I mean, it's worth pointing out. So, say, for example, this has got a fairly, reckless 25x leverage. But the point is like when I entered this trade, if it wasn't going my way, I was quite prepared to sort of, cut it and say like, okay, well, that was a loss, If I wanted to change that leverage now, right, so that's on, okay, I can't do that because I've got them orders set. But if I wanted to change the leverage now, right, I could put that on like, say, 30x and nothing would change. The entry would still be the same. The amount of profit and loss would be the same. The only thing that would change is the actual liquidation point. So at the moment, my liquidation point is, it doesn't show it here, does it? I don't think it shows it. I don't think it shows it on BLOFIN, or maybe I've got disabled.
Your liquidation.
Well, it shows it there, but doesn't it put a line on there?
No, I don't think so. I've never seen the liquid. I don't think it normally puts a liquidation line on. I don't think.
I'm thinking of Bybit, I think, but yeah, okay. So
probably on a different one.
Yeah, so liquidation price here is 99,274. If I increase the leverage, that would go up nearer to where the entry is, the 103. But the point is, I've got my stop loss already set there anyway. That wouldn't change. So, if you actually see someone on like really mad leverage, it's not necessarily because they're a lunatic, although it might be in some circumstances. It might just be because they've done that. They've increased the leverage so that then they can free up some margin to do something else with it. I mean, I could do that here, couldn't I? I could, I could come here and actually decrease the amount of margin, which would change the liquidation price. But then if I wanted to do something like trade Ethereum or something, or Solana, I could use that USDT to do that and just leave this trade as it is. But the difference is it would be on a higher leverage, but the actual position size wouldn't change, So, yeah, I think, I don't know. I think leverage is a thing that people don't always quite understand exactly what it's about and what it's for, really. Yeah. What I would say is, if your trade's not in jeopardy, and you're actually in a reasonable profit, it's actually okay to sort of mess around with different leverages and remove margin, do other things with it. As long as you've got a stop loss that is not going to make you lose money, you're fine. So yeah. Anyway, bear that in mind.
Absolutely.
Any questions? Stick them in the chat.
Yeah, get questions in. Come on. Matty, how are we doing? Great to see you, mate. Great to see you. And of course, if anyone is looking to trade anywhere, do sign up to BLOFIN. First link in the description, and I'll pop it in the chat now. Get yourself some great welcome bonuses. And of course, it's non-KYC. So you sign up with just an email, believe it or not.
Nice. When I was driving home, I heard you talking about the Mag 7.
Yeah.
Was there any? Well, I know nothing's open yet, but
No, it was very boring. There was a few up a little bit, a few down a little bit.
But I tell you what,
nothing really much going on.
What I did notice though when I got home was I had a look at Xpeng.
Oh yeah.
So since we were talking about it yesterday, that's up 24%. That was the one that Wiz was talking about.
Yeah.
So obviously that's a pre-market thing, but I actually know Mr. Delta bought some of that yesterday, and
oh, did he?
I bet he's well happy. Actually, I bet he's well miffed that he didn't stick more in. Actually, because I know he didn't go very large, but nevertheless, he will be in profit. So
Where is it? A pre-market?
Well, I guess it must be. Yeah, I'm not. Have I got the right ticker there? Because it said Xpeng F.
I had it open. I had it.
But that's it. That's
Xpeng. So it's down to $20.40 pre-market. Unless I'm looking at something. Unless I'm looking at the wrong one.
Maybe I got the wrong one in there.
I don't know. No, because that's the same. It is the same. Yeah. The ticker for me is XPEV. So I don't know what the difference is between them both, or which one's the right one. Maybe Mr. Delta can tell us. Reggie says ETH just did an up kick. Yeah, ETH is really into gear now, isn't it? And we got Delta is saying he actually bought it a few days ago.
Okay, I'm confused now.
XPEV.
That's Xpeng Inc. and that's.
So he's saying, apparently XPEV is the right one.
Oh, is it?
Apparently so.
Oh, okay.
I don't know what the difference is.
Yeah. Okay. So what price did you get it at, Mr. Delta?
Pappy saying that he's long on Subi. We'll cover Subi in a moment then. Do make sure, if you haven't already, do drop a like on the stream, subscribe as well. And of course, you can sign up to Stonksy. Link is in the description. That's the second link. Get yourself 20% off your first month. You do get full access to everything. The indicator, the Discord server, and the bots. Second link, and the discount code is in there for you as well.
So the one I was looking at maybe selling is my Google.
Yeah, you don't sell off that, haven't you?
Yeah. Just have a look on my phone. I mean, it was. Sorry, obviously can't see my phone, but what did I? Oh dear. Yeah,
it's getting towards that retrace, though, isn't it, from the sell-off? It is getting there slowly.
Yeah, so I'm actually 6.51% up on that, and that's just spot, you know.
Yeah.
So that's good. So I bought it at what did I buy? I can never work out this 212 app. I don't know. I bought it down here somewhere. I think it was 151. I think it was. No, it wasn't. It was 150 point something. So I did buy it down here. So that's pretty good.
Very
so
nice.
Yeah, but the thing is, when do I sell that?
That's the tricky part, isn't it? We were having another bit of a discussion around that type of thing as well, because Sean in the chat said he's 400% up on Moodeng and wasn't sure what to do. So it's kind of having a bit of a repeat from yesterday, talking about, you know, just like emotion and managing profits and stuff like that.
Yeah. Have we got thingy in there? Mr. Sorry, I'm eating an apple. We got what was his name? The guy who had the long that been open for 3 years.
Oh, cryptogenetic.
That's it.
Cryptogenetic, yeah.
Cryptogenic or something, wouldn't they? Yeah.
Oh, cryptogenic. That's it. Yeah.
Yeah.
He wasn't here before. Yeah.
Yeah.
Here he is. Cryptogeneric. Yeah. Yeah. He wasn't here before.
So I was looking at his trade. That's incredible. It's like, it's been 50x on long on Bitcoin for 2.5 years, and it's
wild. And the fact he says he's got about 6 of them as well, so a decent chunk of change on there, probably from about $5-$6 has probably turned into like $1.5 grand.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah,
depending on what he's got open.
But it made me think about fees and things like that, because obviously he's paying fees on that every 4 hours, aren't you? If you've got a futures trade open.
Yeah.
So over 2.5 years, that's probably quite a lot. But the price has gone up a lot since then, and you're on 50x leverage. So
yeah,
doesn't really matter, does it?
Wiz, how we doing? Great to see you. And Bobby says, why would you ever close that trade? Because he just longed it with some loose change that he just had left in his account at the time. So he was in from like 17,700 on 50x, but it was only like $1.50 that he'd longed it with, because he just said he just had that left in the account one day and just kind of just 100x'd it. But Bitcoin is going to 1 mil anyway. I don't think it's going there in a straight line, to be honest. I don't think it's going to go there in a straight line. I mean, if you asked me the question of would it go to 1 mil or 50k first, I would probably say 50k. But then again, that's just my opinion. But long term, I would say 1 mil at least. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know if people even agree with that. Maybe they don't. Maybe you think we are going to just completely just super cycle, parabolic, hyper Bitcoinization. But I mean, 1 mil in a straight line would be quite something.
I was watching a Plan B video last night, and he's still quite confident it's going to 500,000.
Yeah. Whoa! Oh, hang on, Wiz. That's a strong statement. I don't know. No, I don't think that wasn't bearish. I think that wasn't bearish. I think that was just being reasonable, wasn't it? Like, it's just kind of being reasonable. Like, well, what would you say? Let me know in the chat. I'll tell you what. Let us know in the chat. Would you think Bitcoin goes to 1 million from here or 50k first? Which one would you choose? I just think it's pretty conservative to think at some point we are probably going to have a correction when you look at the weekly chart. But could we probably get a leg up again first, potentially, yeah? 120, 130, 140, 150k, maybe even towards 200. And then from that point, maybe you're thinking, okay, maybe 50k is a bit of an exaggeration. Maybe it wouldn't go down 75% from there or whatever. But you look at the weekly chart and you do think kind of at some point it's probably going to get one of its typical corrections, no matter what's going on with it. Because most Bitcoin is still in the hands of obviously long-term holders, so they can dump it. Sean says, I believe in cycles, so we should top out November, then have a bear next year. 50k before 50k, says Sean. 500k. 1 million, says Coffee. Yes, made the hyperbole. Andy says he's short. Okay, Andy. Where are you short from, mate? Never going to 1 mil in our lifetime. 250 to 300k max. Suppose it depends how old you are, mate. Don't it? I think it's going to past 1 million.
Mm-hmm.
There's no way that you're thinking, Reggie, man. So how old are you? So was you born in 1981? I'm guessing maybe by you're 44. So you don't think in your lifetime you're going to see Bitcoin do more than a 3x from here? That's pretty. That's a pretty big statement. But I suppose each to their own. Everyone's entitled to their own opinion, aren't they? Anyway, let's get on with it. We do have 20 seconds till US Open, so I've got my bell ready to ring. You can ring my bell, my bell. Da-da, da-da, da-da. Did we close that? Right, I closed the poll. We finished on 79% of people thinking we'll go up. So let's see if the majority are right with what they're saying. There we go. How was that?
It's quite a lengthy peel.
Lengthy peel?
Yeah, isn't it called a peel when you sort of, like when they ring bells in churches, aren't they? Isn't that called a peel?
I don't know.
I know people who ring the bells, they're called peelers.
I have no idea.
Peelers.
So
So you thought that was a tangerine, didn't you? Like an easy peeler,
Yeah, but yeah. That I have no idea. Are you peeling your apple?
No, I just munched into it. Actually, where'd you get your tangerines from?
Oh, I got mine from bloody Tesco this week, and they were absolute. The fruit in Tesco, honestly, it's not even worth it. I normally go to Asda all the time. I went to Tesco last week, and the fruit is horrendous. I got kiwis, I got bananas, got easy peelers. All of them. The bananas went off after about 2 days. They just started splitting and everything. The easy peelers have gone dry. The kiwis are going to mush in the middle. And normally I try and buy organic, so I buy like organic bananas and stuff, but I didn't this time. But yeah, it was shite. The Asda fruit is much better in my opinion. I tell you what's meant to be really good is M&S fruit. Obviously, if you like, if you're shopping M&S, apparently the fruit's really good there. Tell you what's really bad is Lidl and Aldi fruit. Apparently that's like the lowest grade fruit, so it just goes off like really easily.
I always rate it from Aldi, but
do you? I don't know. That's only what I've seen. I can't be bothered going there. I like doing online shopping, to be honest. I'm lazy with shopping, me.
Mm-hmm. Anyway, what I was going to say was I picked some up from Sainsbury's today. I hardly ever go to Sainsbury's. I just went there for something else. But
yeah,
I must admit they're so lovely. They're brilliant. Tangerines.
Yeah. I tell you what, I do love from Sainsbury's, the golden kiwis. Oh, have you ever had them golden kiwis?
No.
Oh, get yourself some. You'll never go back to normal kiwis, or probably become your favorite fruit. Golden kiwis, I think, are definitely up there. Probably the best fruit, I think. What else? Coding Crypto Fitness says you need to save that as your ringtone. Yeah. The data's been out, mate. Rye UK. The data came out an hour ago. It came in at 2.3%, estimated 2.4%. So it came in lower than expectations. Interesting that SMFC says organic is not the way forward. Why not? Why do you not think organic is not the way forward? That's interesting. But yeah, M&S is, I love going to M&S. I've never been to Waitrose. But M&S is, I love going to M&S. It's like a proper, exciting trip out when you go to M&S. Love it. Wash your bananas, dry them, and put sellotape on the top where they join. Mate, that is so much effort for the sake of a banana. It's only them ones from Tesco that have split. Normally I get organic ones from Asda, and they last for like a whole week. Fine. I'm not washing my bananas and putting sellotape and stuff around them. If it actually works, then thank you for the tip. But I'm not going to that lengths to try and keep a banana fresh. That is so funny. I've never heard anyone say that before.
I think if someone caught me putting sellotape on my bananas, like they'd be worried about me.
Yeah, I'd have a few choice words to say about that. Nothing that I can say on stream either. That's for sure. But we've not really got much from Bitcoin on US Open. We've not really got much from the S&P, so another bit of a slow kind of day by the looks of it. Google it, save a fortune. I mean, what on what? Save a fortune on what? Bananas? They're not even that dear. But an organic pack of bananas, like a pack of 5 or 6, whatever it is, it's like £1.50. And you get a normal pack for like just under £1. It's not, I mean, I know, you know, I don't really buy, I don't know where this has come from really, but I don't really buy like loads. I don't buy loads. Not every fruit I buy is organic. It's just mostly like, so if I'm in Asda or I'm shopping on Asda online, my go-to fruits are I buy organic bananas. I buy Asda Exceptional easy peelers. You get like a good big box of them. The exceptional ones, they're really good. Just buy just normal British apples, and then some sort of berry, so strawberry or blueberry or something. And they're not organic, but I do wash them in baking powder, which removes like any dirt or pesticides or anything that are on them. Banana flexing. Well, that's it, mate. I know. See, this is it. I'm banana flexing while Saver Crypto's flexing his trading balance. You know. Yeah, there we go. Let's go and have a look. Should we have a look at the heat map? Let's have a little gander on the heat map.
I thought you'd never ask.
Let's see. So 24-hour liquidity, we've got apparently a cluster just shy of 105k as the next immediate cluster. On the 3-day time frame, we have no cluster. We took it to the downside yesterday, so there's not any cluster. However, it looks like to me that the upside here around 106k or just above is probably the one that's hotting up the most. On the weekly, yeah, just shy of 106k is the cluster above the local high, so that makes perfect sense. And let's have a look on the monthly. Yeah, big monthly time frame cluster as well, so that probably be big liquidity pretty much above the local high, so towards 106k.
So how does that actually work then with different time frames? I mean, what does it actually mean when you're looking at, say, like the monthly liquidations? You know, I mean, that is that where the liquidity was like a month ago?
Yeah, so it's like liquidity that's been built up, probably through like over time. But I mean, that one that we've just looked at, that hotspot on the monthlies came in pretty much, you know, in the last few days. I mean, we hit 105k, was it yesterday? Or well, just shy of 106. So does that mean that there are actually orders sitting there on the order book ready to be filled? Yeah. Right. Okay. Okay. SMFC says organic farming is less efficient than conventional farming. They yield less produce per hectare. This means you've got to use more land for the same quantity of food, leading to more environmental damage. I mean, as long as my food is free from being sprayed and stuff like that, I mean, it doesn't really make much difference to me. I mean, I don't. I mean, I mean, they charge more, don't they? So it's not like they're missing out on much money, because I assume that they just add the charge on what they're missing out on onto the organic price, because obviously organic food is more dearer. But I mean, yeah, I don't know. Maybe it sounds a bit of a silly thing to say, but as long as the food's good quality and stuff like that, it doesn't really bother me if more land has been used to grow that food or not.
Yeah, I'll tell you what I don't skimp on is eggs, actually, because I get my eggs. Well, I get my eggs from this this community shop that's just over the road, but like they actually come from this farm that's about a mile or two up the road, and like the whole of the village there just stinks of chicken poop. I mean, they've obviously got a lot of chickens there, and they're just the best eggs ever. They're like got really bright yellow yolks, and they just taste great, and I always thought there was not any difference between that and like a cheap egg from a supermarket sort of thing. And then you get the supermarket ones, and their yolks look really pale and stuff, and like you think, oh, well, that chicken's not had a good life, it's not had any sunlight and stuff, and they do taste different. I can taste the difference now. So I'm not skimping on eggs. And the other thing I like is when do you have them up your way, the places where they got like the little honesty shops, outside someone's house because they've got chickens or whatever, and you go and get some eggs and leave them £1.50 or something.
Yeah.
If you can get them, so they've come straight from a chicken that morning or whatever, they're just like the best ever, So if I see them, I should drive me along. I think, oh, I'll stop and get them, So
yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. We need more GMO, not less. Oh no, I disagree. I want my food messed with the least. I don't want people messing with my food. I don't want chemicals sprayed in my food and stuff like that. Can't find nature to make your organic kiwis. I mean, to be honest, I don't think me buying organic kiwis has got anything to do with the Amazon rainforest being torn down, is it? I think if I choose normal kiwis over organic in the supermarket, I don't think if I ate 10 kiwis a day forever, I still don't think that would have any sort of impact on the Amazon being flattened or whatever. you need like literally the majority of people to do that, don't you? And the majority of people don't buy organic food, so I don't think it's necessarily that big of a deal. I mean, probably maybe 1 in 10 people would choose organic bananas over normal bananas because of the price or whatever. So I don't know.
I don't, because I'm a tight ass.
I mean, it goes the same for milk and stuff though. Like I only drink organic milk. I only buy organic milk from the shop. There's things where I'm not bothered, and then there's things where it's just like a must. So like for buying it at home, I'll only buy organic milk. Okay. In saying that, I did go through a spell of buying organic eggs, but I don't anymore. Because that is a rip-off price-wise. You do get proper ripped off for organic eggs, but you get what you pay for, don't you? They are obviously from chickens that are just being able to run around and stuff. But yeah, interesting like route of convo really when we're looking at the markets and stuff. But ETH is really coiling up now. Obviously, great recovery from the dip, and it's now pressing back towards. So if we can see on the 1 hour here. Just wait for Stonksy to load up. But you can see here where we've obviously got this kind of resistance coming in, haven't we? Just below 2,600. So we do need to capture that low time frame and then push up into this 2,800 to a little bit of an extension region here. And then from there, it's kind of decision time. If we get into there, then it could be, if we get above there, it could be really, really juicy. If we struggle here, then we could be potentially going for a pullback. So all eyes on obviously breaking above local resistance and then into this key region, in my opinion anyway.
Sorry, just reminded me, I've actually got an ETH trade open.
Have you?
Yeah, my entry was 24.78. I think that's quite good, isn't it?
Yeah.
So it's not a big trade though. 24. That's on 10x leverage, so I'm 27% up. It's all right.
I tell you what, I had a bit of a catastrophe before. What did you say your ETH trade is?
The entry is 24.78.
24.78. That's very nice, actually.
Yeah.
Very nice, mate. Very nice. I tell you what, I had a bit of a catastrophe before. I was in the garden and I was trying to put my parasol up, and the wind was blowing it, and I didn't think to stop, kind of trying to expand it, and the bloody string snapped on it. So now, now my parasol's broke. Yeah.
I did repair one of those. They're really hard to repair, actually.
Are they? What with the string?
Yeah, because it goes through the pole, doesn't it?
Yeah.
And it's yeah, you can do it, but it's a bit fiddly.
Is it?
So you're probably better off just going down Wilco and getting another one.
Yeah, it was over £100 that though.
Oh, is it? I'll repair it then.
Yeah, it was like £110 because it's got like built-in LED lights and stuff.
Bloody hell.
Yeah, I was really annoyed. I don't know why. For some reason, I didn't think to just stop trying to expand it while the wind was blowing it. But then it just ended up stabbing. But you think for the money for that though, you would think that it would have like some sort of extra strong string, wouldn't you?
You would. Has it been outside like all winter or something?
No, it was covered up and that. It was covered. It was outside, but it was covered up. Anyway, I don't know. Kato is still green. Let us know if you want us to look at anything. Zig's an interesting one. Zig, I remember. We looked at Zig on stream a while ago. And yeah, Zig's had a great pump. Obviously in on Stonksy from there. So let me get rid of this. Let's see how much we are up on Zig from opening. Just shy of 30%. So that is a great move on Zig. So yeah, some great movement on Stonksy across the board. Obviously, a lot of things have kind of cooled down and have slightly in the negative, or maybe just now trading sideways. You got Fett here, another good example. Caught the big move on Stonksy, but now kind of just cooling down a bit / going sideways. ENA is another one. This was a monster move. This was an absolute monster. Obviously, I think it got in lower than on the 5 minute, but in terms of the 1 hour, yeah, it was absolutely monster move on ENA. So yeah, some wild moves that we saw with Stonksy, and some of them are still open. Like Radium, I think is still open. Yeah, Radium's still open on the 1 hour. There was another one that we looked at before. It was Kato, wasn't it? Yeah, that's still open on the 1 hour. Dot had a great move, closed out. So that's a great capture there, again, into key resistance. So, yeah, a lot of things kind of just waiting for that potential next leg higher, if Bitcoin allows, anyway. Generic says, I'm behind live by 18 minutes. Well, by the time you read this, mate, we might even be done. So, yeah, take your time. There's no rush.
Yeah, you can always listen to it on double speed, but most of it is about fruit and garden furniture.
Yeah, we went on a bit of a tangent, didn't we, about bloody organic fruit and deforestation and all that jazz.
Eggs,
milk, parasols. Yeah, but the S&P's up very nicely as well from this Stonksy, 3.5% on that Stonksy. So great stuff. Yeah,
a bit Bitcoin's coming down again now. That's annoying.
Yeah, I mean, is this kind of, are we seeing now maybe the formation for a correction?
I don't know.
So here's the run up, here's the distribution, here's the first pullback, there's the dead cat bounce. Would we see something like that? I mean, that's pretty standard, isn't it? You got your markup, you've got your distribution, you've got your drop off, you've got then the complacency bounce, and then obviously a deeper correction is what we typically see anyway. Maybe we don't. I mean, I wouldn't, definitely not betting against Bitcoin with how good the move has been. But at some point, it probably is going to get a correction, isn't it? So I don't know.
Just wonder what to do with my trade.
Yeah, I'm unsure. But it's one potential. The potential, I suppose the other potential is we just kind of just chop around, and then at some point we just go bang, bazooka.
Which way?
Upwards.
Upwards.
If we stay chopping around here, I suppose it's got the potential to, hasn't it?
Yeah. So I'm just trying to decide what to do.
Oh, knackered. Tell you what, today's the first day I've had the fan on as well. I've got my fan on my legs.
All right.
Yeah. Let us know in the chat anyway what you'd like us to cover. If there's any, specific
items of garden furniture.
If there's any specific, or any specific altcoins or anything you'd like us to look at, or if you don't have Stonksy and you'd like to ask any questions, let us know. For anyone that doesn't have Stonksy, if you'd like to know more about the indicator or the package or whatever it is, get your comments in. But there has been a video gone live on the channel, so do make sure you go and check that out after stream.
Which video?
What, mate?
Which one's that? Is that yours?
Yeah, this is one of mine. There's another one of yours that I think I'm going to save until like Thursday. But yeah, do make sure you go and check this out. Give it a watch. Give it a like, and yeah, show it some support. So check that out. Let's see if this has had an update anyway. The Fed watch tool. Let's see. Okay, so it looks like it has had an update, but CPI hasn't really had any effect on it. So even though we got lower than expected CPI, the estimation is that we still come in for just holding rates in June at the moment anyway. Obviously got just over a month to go until that occurs. I don't know exactly when this is though. Like, when was 8:36 CT? Was that the one just gone Central Time? Would that be 6 hours difference? Maybe, unless this is lagging by more than an hour. I don't know. But yeah, as it stands, it is estimated anyway that the Fed will hold rates again. So we'll see what happens with that. Oh, Crypto Generic is live with us, he says. He's fast forwarded. I posted a chat in Discord of Siri if you're running out of material to look at. Okay, yeah, let's see.
Is that in the in the Stonksy Discord?
Yeah. So that's in the strategy builder.
Oh yeah.
It's in the strategy builder one. How could we pull this up? How could we pull this up?
The only way I can do it if you want. What I need to do is save it and then you add it as an image. Shall I do that?
It's all right. Do you know what I'll do actually? I can just thingo it. Hang on. I can just open it up as. Hang on. I'll just present my my screen.
Oh, you can do it on Discord, can you?
Yeah, I think if I pull up Discord, so can you see that now? Yeah.
Hang on. Looking at the wrong screen.
Should be able to see it anyway. So this is posted in by SMFC. So he says, gonna share some Sui theory that I can't help but think might be golden using Stonksy oscillator and a Keltner channel. So there we go. There it is. And he's obviously highlighted some key regions on there. And he says, if you use the midpoint of the Keltner channel for entries, Sui has been a dream to trade with Stonksy lately. If you enter in the black circles, so here, black circles, using the oscillator and the background, you hit some bangers. The very first trade comes just after the oscillator goes fully dark red, lets you enter and short just under $3.6, taking profit when we hit the channel at 3.4, the background is still green, so you could re-enter on the reversal and take the trade back up to 3.8. There's then a bunch of chop and the price hanging around the midpoint of the channel before the oscillator goes dark red and the background goes red. You then get that nice short down to 3.3. When it bounces, you can enter the long as the oscillator rises off the bottom and close when it taps the top. You get the short again on the way down, gives you 3 exits on the way down with 1 re-entry. And there we go.
Blimey. I might have to play with that. That looks quite interesting.
Yeah. So interesting from SMFC. Thank you for. I did see that in Discord. I didn't think to pull it up on stream. So yeah, definitely worth looking at it. Thank you for sharing that, SMFC. And yeah, obviously for those of you in the Discord, go and check that out if you want to read of it yourself. Crypto Generic says, if you want to see a 50,000% gain, I'll post it in, lads. Well, go on then, post it in. Post it in. I enjoyed the one that you posted in yesterday, so let's see it. Go on, do it. Get it in there. Wiz says peak is primed to run. Wiz loves shilling his own bags, doesn't he?
Yeah, he's often right though, I tell you.
He is, yeah, he is. So he's not called Wizard of Alt for no reason, is he?
No.
Peak is still green as well on the hourly on Stonksy, so another example of how good Stonksy is there. For those of you that haven't got it yet, you really are missing out. But I mean, Peak, yeah, look at that. I mean, that was some serious selling, wasn't it? I mean, look at that. We got absolutely brutalized, didn't it? That from January went down 85%. It's crazy the retrace some alts had in just shy of, a couple months, isn't it? Like a couple of months, and a lot of them are down 85%. But, I mean, Peak, yeah, it's kind of, a lot of these show the same pattern, don't they? Like, if you look at Peak there, it's obviously just big sell-off and then just accumulation / flattening off, bottoming. And then obviously there's room to run. And now you go and look at other, I don't know what this is. I'm guessing I don't know if it's a meme or not. But you just look at things that have ran. Peanut, exact same, big sell-off, and then just accumulation / just bottoming out. And really not with much more room to go to the downside. It looks selling is exhausted, and then just bang, to the upside. Moodeng, same thing. Selling, rounding off, bottoming out, and then bang, reversal. And you look at all these, Whiff, same thing. Fartcoin, same thing. So a lot of these just showcase the exact same patterns. FWOG, same thing. Mother, same thing. I mean, Mother really got took to the cleaners, didn't it? But, same thing. Everything just kind of went into a bottoming out phase. Nero, look at Nero, up 42% today. Same thing. So, yeah, anything that's kind of got that pattern, especially in this current environment, has got a really good chance to run, potentially. So, yeah.
So was Justin not around today?
No, mate. No, he wasn't able to come on today. No. So it was just me for a little bit. Everyone had to put up with me. But we did have the CPI data and stuff, so it was a good time. Yeah. Altcoin season index has gone back down. Is it over? I have no idea. Apparently he's going to post something into the Discord. Crypto Generic, he's going to give us another one of his wild trades. I don't know. I mean, but you look at a lot of things. This is what I was saying before. You look at a lot of these. You pull some of these charts up right on the daily, and if you're riding any of these from the bottom, you kind of need to get in the mindset of, all right, is this actually going back to all-time high, or is this just like a kind of like just exit pump / recovery pump? Like, how high are you expecting Peanut to go? How high are you expecting something like Moodeng to go? I mean, it's had 6 giant green candles in a row, and it's come into, daily supply. It's done like a 7-8x off the bottom. where are you expecting this to go? You know what I mean? Or me personally, you just can't see it, can you? I mean, I don't know whether I'm being overly pessimistic on some of these memes or not, but to me, this just looks like if I was in from the bottom, or had a good couple of X on this. Not financial advice, but would I be taking money off the table? Of course I would, yeah. I would not be riding this into thinking, oh, Moodeng's going to $5 or something. Look at what happened to it last time. So I don't know. Obviously, you're the master of your own destiny, but just remember that, try and stay a little bit level-headed and remember to pay yourself. But we've not really had much today, I'll be honest. Like, Bitcoin has hardly moved the whole time. It's literally moved a couple of $100 up and down since we've been on. So it's not been the most lively episode in terms of Bitcoin, but, Ethereum's had a nice bit of volatility. Yeah. Obviously grinding higher. So we'll watch for this to see if we are going to get... Are we going to get an Ethereum breakout, or are we going to get a triple top? That is the question, isn't it?
It is. I don't know. Ethereum's been down for so long, though. It deserves its kind of a moment in the sun, doesn't it? It'd be great to see it over four grand again, or whatever it was.
Yeah. Absolutely, mate. I couldn't agree more.
Anyway, so what have I got to look at? I've got to look at peak.
Yeah, look at peak.
Any other gems mentioned today?
I don't think so.
Okay.
I don't think so. Apparently, Crypto Generic is going to post something. Oh, here we go. Oh, he's posted it in. So he has got 100x Pepe long, which is 51,558%, which has yielded nearly $700.
Wow. That's
very nice, mate. Tell you what, you caught some bangers, haven't you? You've caught some bangers, mate.
It's a really strange strategy. I mean, yeah. I mean, are you actually aware, Cryptogenic? Are you actually aware you're not actually buying the crypto? You're actually effectively just buying a derivative. So. I don't know. I just wonder if sometimes people go into a long position actually not, thinking it's like a spot holding. I mean, it's brilliant. It's brilliant, but it's bizarre. I've never seen anyone do that.
At what point are you interested in taking profit? I suppose is So yeah, I mean, it's probably the craziest trade I've ever seen. I don't think I've ever seen anyone with 51,000% before. I mean, the fact that you was able to time 100x and not get stopped out. So literally you had a 1% gap and you longed it with 100x. And Pepe just never went back to that level again. Like, that timing on that is insane. He says he's just mental, hence why I'd like to talk to you. Yeah. Ark is the same. Yeah, there's probably a lot of them. Dupe. Let's see, Dupe. Dupe, I think, came back into... Where is it? Dupe.
I was looking at that on Saturday, and it looked quite interesting, actually.
Yeah, it's annoying me not being able to find it. Here it is. I mean, for me, it's reclaimed a bit of a key level, hasn't it? Obviously, the sticking point for it is that it's, came back into where it sold off last time. So this was kind of the peak of the bounce. And then obviously this is where it's rejected from again. However, obviously I was looking at this, key, what formed as key SR, which it reclaimed. But I mean, really, the big one for it to reclaim is this zone, isn't it? is to kind of reclaim like 70 cents. This is where it traded for ages and ages and ages and ages. If it can reclaim 70 cents, then yeah, it looks obviously like this is just a deviation, and then it opens up this range again for, you know, given market conditions. But again, yeah, something like this, you know, has it just come into supply, and then is it going to drop back down? I don't know. But for now, we are riding the uptrend, and we do as what Stonksy says, which Stonksy gave the long and captured all the big moves. So that's all that matters.
Mm-hmm.
I must be doing something right, but I have no sense for getting out. Why though? I don't get it. I know. Yeah, I'll speak to you, mate, obviously in the Discord and stuff, but I don't get it. Like, what's holding you back? Like, what is holding you back from taking profit?
Yeah.
Probably a breakout trade to do 100x. I don't know. 100x is what I trade on most of the time since I use so little capital. It don't matter if I get liquidated, as I treat it as zero. Fair enough, yeah. I mean, the timing on some of them is wild. But yeah, big thank you to everyone that's joined today. It's been a great stream. Obviously, watching CPI was great. Some great numbers. Thank you for liking. If you haven't already, please do drop a like and, of course, subscribe. Now, if you're looking to trade anything, or, you know, the best exchange for you to trade on, do make sure you're using BLOFIN. Links in the description, and just dropped it into the chat there as well. Sign up on the Stonksy link. And of course, you can get the indicator today for 20% off. You also get access to the Discord server and the trading bots. Second link that for the Stonksy website. Hop over to start now, the monthly option, and then, yeah, it's called BOT20 at checkout to get you 20% off this price for your first month. And of course, it's a monthly rolling plan. But that's all from us today. We'll obviously be back tomorrow. And yeah, have a great day, and let's see what position we are in tomorrow for the market. Anything from you, say, before we go?
No, thanks for coming, and see you tomorrow. And do get stocks. Do get Stonks if you haven't got it already. And yeah, tell your friends.
Yeah, that's all for us. Bye for now. Catch you tomorrow.